This episode is brought to you by Whitaker Garage Doors, your one-stop shop for all things garage doors, proudly based in Peekskill, New York. Your home is a direct reflection of your personal style, and let's face it, your garage doors are the first thing people see when they pull up your driveway. Whether you're looking for the timeless charm of a classic carriage house door or the clean, sleek look of a basic wood finish, Whitaker Garage Doors offers traditional options for every taste and budget. I can personally vouch for their incredible service. When I had my own garage doors done, I was blown away by their timeliness, professionalism, and overall respect for their clients. Jonathan, Cassara, and their entire team are top-notch, and they really go the extra mile to ensure you're happy with the final result. So if you're in the market for a new garage door or need some repairs, give them a call or find them on Instagram at Whitaker_doors. Don't forget to tell them you're a friend of Dave's over at the No Snooze podcast. Whitaker Doors. You won't regret it. Now, back to the epi. Adversity? Bring it. The struggle? I welcome it. Snooze on life? Never that. I am Dave Regina, and this is the No Snooze podcast. Come on.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Life Actually with Mary Belle and Dave Regina. This is episode 2, which is also part 2 of our initial interview that started last week. And we had far too much stuff to talk, argue about, get in our feelings about. And so we're back for part 2, picking up. And I'm just excited for everybody to hear the second part of our conversation, which has a lot of important stuff. And it's just near and dear to my heart because it's stuff that I've worked through for 20 plus years of being a grown adult and struggling with my health, my fitness, working on myself, and every which way that I want to be better in the new year that I think a lot of you will relate to. So I think too, it's the new year and there's a lot of people that are always in my messages, to be very honest. I know you hate that. Like a lot of you were asking, but I get a lot of messages and they're like, how are you doing these things? And then sometimes you sort of feel like a fraud and a phony in some ways because I'm like, all right, I'm doing a lot of things, but I'm still struggling in many areas, right? So the number one thing that I would say is you need a support system. I really truly believe that you are your first line of defense, and you have to be able to trust yourself, and you have to know that you really want something, and that you are the person that has to do the things in order to get what you want. But it's very difficult if you're married, if you're dating somebody, if you're a mom, to be able to do that without the support of somebody at home, as well as the accountability piece that you have provided. Because Jay and I, we've been together for so long that we sort of would fall into like the same old habits, and I don't make it easy on him with my personality, because when I want him to be on, like, babe, I'm working out and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, don't bring me anything that's dessert home. And he's like, all right, I got it. And then there's times where I'm like, could really go for some ice cream right now, right? Like, and he's like, okay, do you really mean that or whatever, And Katie had said similar, like she wants her boyfriend. Like she doesn't want you like breathing down her neck with like if she's having a cookie. Although if you're dating and you live together and she's saying, hey, I want to feel like this and I want my body to look like this, you as the person that you are going to be like, okay, should you really be having that? And
happened last night.
Right. And we were talking about it the other day when I saw her, because we were joking and she's telling you to go easy on me and I look great. And like, that's what I mean when we talk about women and our emotions. Like, also don't even pan the camera, Tim. When we're going through a month cycle, right? If you're in the middle of like ovulating and all your hormones are great or whatever, like you feel great, like you are more apt to be like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go downstairs, I'm going to exercise, because you just feel great.
I agree.
And when you're PMSing, like you don't, it's so much harder. And I know you're going to say you just go down and you do it anyway because you're going to feel better. It's just a lot more difficult than when you have your period. Like it's all of these things together. And I'm, you know how I am. I celebrate men as much, if not more than, women. But like that is a difficulty for women. Like you're not just dealing with regular life stuff, which is hard enough. You're dealing with a lot of the hormonal and emotional components. So for the women who are watching, I think that's a lot of the stuff that we have to battle together, right? And it's very helpful to have the supportive person at home and also to be very honest with them for what you expect them to do. Because back in the day, I'd tell Jay one day one thing, and then the next day he was supposed to magically know that, no, I really do want that ice cream sundae. And he'd have fucking whiplash, be like, I'm sorry, what am I supposed to be doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And now once you helped us, like both of us, to just be like, all right, we need to get our life in order, that accountability sort of helped me and him just be better in that way, shape, and form together. Where, hey, we're going out to dinner tonight, so let's make sure we have healthy breakfast. You go to the gym, I'll work out in the morning. And we've figured out what's worked for us that way too.
I love that.
So I think that's just super duper important for health and fitness related goals into the new year, right? Like small, actionable. Tell the people.
What am I telling the people? What do you want me to tell
For
them?
anybody listening who wants like health and fitness to jumpstart in the new year, 3 small things, the first 3 things to do.
Well, I think what we all want is just more confidence in life, right? And the simplest way to build confidence in your life is doing the things that you say you're going to do. And I think a lot of people overcomplicate that because you come up with these astronomical goals, which are good, but at the end of the day, Rome wasn't built in a day, you know? So I would say if you are just looking to get on track, the smaller, the better. Right? Like everybody wakes up, 95% of people, maybe 99, wake up and have coffee. But why not wake up, have a tall glass of water, throw a little lemon in there, drink that prior to, so at least you're starting to get hydrated for the day. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to drink your coffee. And I would challenge everybody to get 15 minutes of a movement in. And that could literally be as simple as putting a clock on your phone, hitting start, and you can do something called EMOM. Every minute on the minute, right? And I can give you 4 exercises right now. You could do jumping jacks for 1 minute. You could do squats for 1 minute. You could do knee raises for 1 minute and either a push-up or a sit-up for 1 minute. You do that, you rest for minute number 5. And now you do that 3 times and you just got yourself 15 minutes of movement, right? Those are the most simple things. Now, again, if you say, oh my God, I can't do that, I don't have time for that, I'm not for you. And that's okay too, right? I'm not here to be for everyone by any means, but I also do believe in everyone, right? I may not be for everybody, but I do believe that everybody has potential. But we have just become so okay with mediocre standards in our life, which is something that I talk about a lot. And I have a personal standard of excellence. I expect from you personally, because of the relationship, a personal standard of excellence within your life. Our excellence looks different. But everybody has a standard of excellence that they should be trying to achieve. And we've just become so okay with negativity and mediocrity. I also think that words are very powerful. And I have heard you say, I mean, many times, even on this podcast, you know, oh, it's just who I am. It's just how I am. You will continue to be that way until you have the balls to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, I am 195 pounds. I am 200, whatever your number is. I am the person who finishes that 3rd book. I am the person that can manage 150 things in life. I can do all the things versus coming up with conversations that are just negative. I don't know. I think that needs to stop in 2026. So I gave a bunch of things there. Hopefully there's 1 or 2 things that people can apply. I'll be quiet now and pass it your way.
Oh my goodness. All right. So yeah. And it's so funny too, because it's just like, you are the person that has been holding me accountable for many months. And still, when you start to say stuff, I get so mad at you. And it does speak to the certain things that I can be better at. And I am certainly not a person where, okay, I accomplished one thing, everybody praise me and do whatever. I'm good now. I don't want to keep doing. Like, I do plenty. I've gotten really good at plenty. And there's many ways in which I can improve and want to improve into.
What did you just get mad at? Let's talk about it.
I mean, just in general.
Like what?
Just like, no, I guess it's not even mad. It's
Did
like,
I just say something in that ramble that bothered you?
Well, it's when you're talking about believing in like personal excellence and like the stuff that I say, like I'm gonna stay in this place of like I'm not gonna keep continuing to go on. My view of this is that I have made incredible strides.
Absolutely. But no one is disagreeing with that, Mary,
Yeah, no, I know.
at all.
But and see this is I think where you and I end up like sometimes, and I've said this to you, and this could be just men in general. This could also be like people who are just like hard on people because you believe in them. And I know that. But sometimes, and this is a Katie thing too, I believe because we talked about it briefly. Sometimes I just want you to say, you're fucking killing it and just leave it at that. Instead, right. And it's not in your nature. And that's exactly what you said, though. You're not for everybody, right? And I'd say 25% of the time, I want to punch you in the face, right?
25? I think it's higher than that.
It might be.
You hired an accountability coach or you hired a empathy coach?
Well, okay, but it's both things.
Your
But
husband should be your empathy coach.
he is, and
Good.
he's the fucking best.
God bless. That's not my job, right? My job is to acknowledge your wins when you're absolutely winning and then challenge the things that you can do a little bit better. But also every single time that I talk to you, I acknowledge what a great job that you've done and been doing. But also yesterday's win really doesn't matter today. Unless we're going to hold on to like, oh my God, I did. And yes, I am all about the empowerment movement. However, if Dave Regina stops his life right now and I'm like, oh, boy, you were the deputy commissioner. You wrote this book. You got a good podcast. And then tomorrow I just start making bad decisions. How long am I going to hold on to 2025?
Yeah, but I'm somewhere right in the middle. Like
Of what?
Of that. Like I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and like stop doing what I'm doing and make bad decisions, gain all my weight back or whatever. There's going to be times where there's ups and downs and hiccups and shit that happens. And my main goal for 2026 too, as I'm going through, because even remember the time I did the 7-day challenge because I was going to restart my workout and I was going to work out.
That was a bad idea.
So
Personally,
it is a bad idea because when I put too much pressure on myself and when it does not fit naturally into my lifestyle, it makes me pissed off. And a lot of people are like that. So it's
100%.
finding the good balance between going completely above and beyond. And for me, if there's times where like, hey, I cannot exercise this morning. Like if we were recording at 9:00 this morning and I had to do the work that I did for time, I would have had to wake up at 3:00 in the morning. And I think there's a part of you that's like, well, then that's just what you'd have to do. No, like for me personally, no.
I don't agree with that. I think you like to be dramatic because today, if you didn't work out, I'm good with that. But can we make
I would
a promise?
like everybody to know that I worked out this morning.
But can we just make a promise that we'll work out tomorrow? Right? Like, because maybe the chaos won't be the same. Now, if you want to be a person who says, I'm the busiest human being in the United States of America, then that's fine too.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that.
But we just keep coming up with justifications as to
There's
why
not
we
justifications. Here's what I'm saying to the people listening. This is what I'm saying to the people listening. You need an accountability coach, right? To help keep you accountable. But then you also can't get into this space where, all right, I kind of fucked up this last week or this last month, because some people hold on to those feelings and then they think they failed. And then they're like, well, I'm not going to pull out of that. And the thing that I'm celebrating here for myself is that for 40 years, my September, October, November, December would have been pure weight gain. The last quarter of the year, I would have gained 15 pounds easy. Every year prior. Wow. That is historically what happens. So yes, you're being hard on me to make sure that I exercise. And I want you to be, because I'm trying to break through these habits. But I'm also celebrating, and this is the stuff that I just love Jay for, right? He is the empathetic person who has also seen me struggle personally with that stuff for many years. And it's not comparing the both of you because you're a friend and accountability person. He's my husband. He's supposed to know these things of me, and he does. Like, he's the first person to be like, babe, you realize like you haven't, like historically, like he would say this, we haven't had this actual conversation, but he'd be sitting there saying historically at the end of every year, you feel like shit and you don't want to get dressed and your clothes don't fit. He's like he would be sitting here saying like, you fucking killed it. And I know from your perspective too, you know what I'm capable of. And you're like, yeah,
no, but I also, again, like I don't understand the narrative that you create, because I'm very proud of you for the year that you had.
No, I know. I'm not talking about you personally or like our relationship. I'm saying for people listening, if they've done XYZ throughout the end of the year, maybe it's not necessarily what they set out to do, but it's better than what they've done in the past. Celebrate that and be really proud of it. And that's not me being like crunchy griddle, oh, everybody deserves a trophy, because that's not my personality in general. But be really proud of that and move it into the new year and figure out the ways that you can also improve into the new year. So for me personally, improving into the new year is, every week I got to get at least 4, hopefully 5 workouts in with no exception. So I'm traveling the first week of January from Sunday to a Sunday. And that is very difficult.
That's very difficult,
for me, particularly because it's early mornings and it's late nights and we're going to Nashville and like you want to enjoy and don't overeat and don't drink too much and get your sleep and bring your workout sneakers and all of that. And like that's another thing that typically I would fall off the rails. So like what are my goals for next week is I'm going to be tracking miles throughout the day, walking back and forth. So for me, that is going to essentially be my cardio. But what I've said to myself is like, I want to do 5 exercises in the hotel room to break a sweat every morning so that I'm moving my body in a different way. And then walking back and forth for Sunday through Friday, whatever it is, like that'll serve.
For the past 5 years, I've trusted Kai Vision Studio with my podcast. And every time, Claudio delivers an exceptional experience. The setup here is flawless. Professional lighting, crystal clear audio, and a custom set that makes every episode look elite. As someone who speaks on leadership, I know how important it is to show up with clarity and confidence. This studio allows me to do just that. The quality here isn't just about the equipment, it's about the environment. Claudio has created a space where I can focus on my message, knowing the production will be sharp, engaging, and professional. In a world flooded with content, standing out matters. And having a studio like this gives me the edge to produce videos and podcasts that truly connect with my audience. If you're serious about creating high quality content, I can't recommend Kai Visions enough. Claudio makes you feel at home, yet delivers at the highest level. 5 years in, I'm not going anywhere else. You're talking about health and wellness again. I don't know. You said you don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, but it's all related. So anyways, the point is, we're getting off the rails. So this is what happens when I don't have my cards. Look, guys, season 2, I don't have my fancy Life Actually cue cards. Just a white piece of paper here. But going into the new year, I know the things that like I have to work on, but anybody listening, and by this point we've been recording for so long, who knows? People may not have even made it this long on the episode.
You could run 2 episodes.
We didn't even touch on how to set up for success in 2026 for those looking to improve relationships, change careers, and take some bucket list risks. So that's what I was saying before. I didn't want the whole thing to be health and fitness and weight loss, and I don't want it to be too specific on me. I want it to be general for like anybody listening, what they could take into the new year. So you gave them the 3 steps, right? Of like, you gave them more than 3 steps of what to focus on going into 2026. But I wanted to bring in A, your book, and B, the things in your book that relate to Action Cultivates Excellence, which at this point, you'll either have people who love or hate you listening to you right now.
See, I would disagree 100%. I think you hold, based on this conversation, it's a personal thing for you, right? Everybody else, I think, is listening to it and they're like, yeah, she's right. And he's right too. Like, you're the only one that's making it about the health and wellness thing. You keep talking about it, not me, because it's where you actually want to make strides in your life. Somebody who's not on that path, they might not put the same thought process into it. And at the end of the day, again, I think you had a phenomenal year when it comes to all that stuff, right? But going into 2026 is where you want to, I think, talk about the framework, right? Is that where you were going with that? Should I just go there?
Sure.
Is that, or do you want to set it up?
No, I already did. Aside from weight loss, how to set up for success in 2026 for those looking to improve relationships, change careers, take some bucket list risks, and give back to community. So I know the ACE principles, but like for people who just want to, again, as we say, level up in the new year, there's plenty of people, again, in my messages from weight loss and health and fitness, but also, hey, I always wanted to start this business. Hey, I want to do this as a hobby. Hey, I have a jewelry business. I have a makeup business. I don't know how to start it. I've always wanted to write a book, right? And I know how to tell them basics, but just as a whole, for the person looking to do these things in the new year? What is the pillars of success that you would?
Yeah, I was looking at Justin because he had the camera on me for the past 20 minutes when Mary Belle is talking over here. So I'm sure.
Well,
you
that's
can,
probably better because
I'm sure you could switch that over. So yeah, again, action cultivates excellence. Are you gonna switch the camera now, bro? What is going on with you? You all right? You okay?
He's probably like trying to figure out what are we doing here and how long are we recording?
Yeah. Yeah. So first and foremost, again, action cultivates excellence. I can never talk about it without acknowledging my brother
Sean
in arms, man. Sean Degnan,
the chapstick king.
the chapstick king. He loves his chapstick. But also, shout out to you again for the leadership in action. That event was tremendous. The feedback was great, and everybody loved Mary Belle.
Huh. Stop.
I'm serious. You did a wonderful job.
Thanks.
We had you host our portion of it with the interviews. You did a great job. And yeah, I think you got a lot of new followers and dedicated listeners to that. And
I hope everybody's listening now.
That was something that we didn't discuss. So we just have a framework that we've tried to really simplify. And I think a lot of people already do the majority of this stuff in their life, maybe one or two of them. Maybe they do all three of them at some point. But if in 2026, for 30 days, I can give you 3 things to focus on, and I guarantee you that if you do them, your life will be better. And the first one is challenge, which has a lot to do with what we discussed in the majority of the episode. Finding something that is physically challenging for you to do every single day, right? Because what it's going to do is going to get you out of your rhythm. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable for you. But every day, if you can commit to 15 minutes to an hour of finding a physical challenge for yourself, that's going to be key for you. The second thing is finding an opportunity to learn. If you are not learning, you are dying.
Mm-hmm.
And as adults, we get very stuck in our ways. We believe that our way is the best way.
Clearly.
Not me. I learn every single day. I put on a podcast first thing in the morning, 30 minutes of Joel Osteen. I follow that up with reading my Bible. I follow that up with listening to multiple podcasts throughout my day to make sure that I'm taking some new information in. Because if you're not, again, changing the routines, changing the patterns in your life, you're going to be disheveled, right? How many times have you gone to the same place over and over again? And if that road is closed, you don't even know where to go. It happens to me all the time. I'm like, wow, like I'm too in my space. Try brushing your teeth with the left hand. You're going to feel like a moron, right? So committing to something where you can learn every single day. And the third thing is being of service, all right? So you have challenge, learn, and now serve. Service is something for me that for such a long time I was so selfish with. And I didn't understand how empowering doing something for somebody else really is for yourself, right? I find so much fulfillment in empowering people, in inspiring people. It could be something little like buying somebody behind you at Starbucks a coffee, smiling at a stranger because there's a lot of negativity in the world, calling your friend just to say, hey, I was thinking about you today, shooting a text message to 3 family members. Hey, we haven't spoken in a while. Just want to let you know that I love you. And if you focus on those 3 pillars of your life for 30 days, I would challenge anybody here, anybody that's listening to this, that your life, I guarantee it will be better. And if it's not, I would love to have a conversation about it, right? But too often we'll do maybe one of those things. You'll work out. You'll do something kind for somebody, or maybe you'll learn. But when you intentionally put them together, you got yourself a powerful month ahead. So don't worry about the year. I would say worry about the first 30 days.
Well, and then that's really segue into your book, 30 Lessons to Lead. So I helped you wrote the entire thing. I helped you put it together, cover and all the which ways that I did to self-publish my books. But it's perfect for people starting the new year because it's exactly that framework. Like, hey, here's 30 lessons, like read a chapter a day. It's very easily read. And especially for if there's a majority of people who are used to reading romance chapters, which are very long, it's just very easily digestible, actionable. And a lot of, so this is the stuff too, is like, again, this is my personality. I'm sitting here and I'm like, God, I didn't want to argue back and forth. And you're going to tell me that we weren't arguing, but like, I'm very dramatic. You're correct. A baby of the family. And I'm very emotional. But this is real life. And this is what I just think a lot of people will relate to, because everybody has their narrative of what's happening in their head when actual reality is and could be very much different, and you complicate things a lot. And that is oftentimes just the female way. We complicate a lot. And I've said this for the longest time. Men can often be confusing because they're very short with their words. There's not that many. So like for women, we love lots of explanation and lots of emotion and lots of please tell me everything and all the things. A lot, I won't say everybody, but majority of us are like that. And men oftentimes when you're listening to women are like, okay, can we get the cliff notes? Because you're giving me a lot of fluff here and I just want to get to basics. And that is just like biologically men versus women.
Mm-hmm.
So I am hoping too, because when we're chatting back and forth, whether you want to call it arguing or whatever, like you holding me accountable and me sort of like, quote, defending myself, which Jay in therapy was always like, you don't always have to defend yourself, right? Like it's a thing with me.
I think it's natural too for everybody.
Yeah, and especially I know how hard I'm working, and you're not denying that I'm working hard. It's just like, okay, you could be doing more of the things that you said and being more consistent with stuff. And I appreciate that of you, because that is the thing that helps me push through to the next level. But for everybody who's listening, there's probably a lot of people who are going to genuinely relate to listening to the both of us. Like you said, like, oh, she's right. Oh, no, but he's right too. Because you have the emotional side of things and all of the which ways that we get in our own way. Motherhood, jobs, just at the time of year. It's very fucking hard to wake up early and work out now. It's dark as shit.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have much sunlight. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go downstairs when you're half freezing? So, and all of those things are stacked on top of each other. But then on the flip side, it is so simple. And you say this all the time. It's simple. It's not easy. And that's a big thing too, is that all of these things that you have said, and even I have said that I've put in place last year. And even though I wouldn't even say struggled through the end of the year. Like I've been focused on what my goals were and what you were helping me. And I've said this to you too, like I did the best with what I could and what I wanted to do September, October, November, December. At the end of the year, like you said, like I'm happy where I am. It's still 40 pounds of weight lost throughout the year. And I'm excited for the new year to see what comes from that as well. And I know the areas in which I just have to get better. So it just leaves me opportunity to grow, which I love. But for everybody who's listening too, like isolate those parts of your life where like, what do you really stink at? That you really have to just put on your to-do list with your check boxes and make it very simple. Like don't drink 3 glasses of, and it's not about drinking, but like, these are a lot of things that hold people back. Like, oh, I don't understand why I'm not losing weight and I'm so puffy and I'm so this. Like, well, are you drinking? Like, and it's people that I could see are having wine every night before they go to bed. Or is it eating bad stuff? Is it not exercising? Is it not organizing your day properly? All of these things are they just relate to each other. And so I would just say, kind of like to wrap everything up in a bow, your book is fantastic for people who really do want to start the year off on a good foot and organize themselves and just be able to set like actionable goals for themselves.
Thank you.
And it's just wonderful. Not because I helped you publish.
I think it's because you helped me.
But it's really wonderful. And I'll put a link somewhere, wherever, on YouTube so that they can grab it.
You want to give them a Dizzy?
A what?
A Dizzy?
What do you mean?
Discount?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you want the code to be?
Oh, on your website, if it's let's do a Mary Belle, I don't know, 10,
Mary Belle.
15? What do we want? What are we doing
15
here?
15 is fine.
Mary Belle 15. So or maybe let's just do MB because you call me
MB 15.
MB 15. 15%
Not Belly
discount.
15, you don't want that?
No. I hate when you call me Belly. My
last name is Bellatiri. So that's where that came from. And the show that I was watching, I forget the name of it. The main character is Belly. So it kind of tied in. So I think you got to embrace that. That's where it came from.
Well, it actually, you started to call the Peloton the Pelly.
The Pelly.
And then the Pelly turned to Belly. He's very big on rhymes. He loves, what is that, alliteration? Alliteration rhyming. Yep. He's very big on that. So anyways, all right, MB15 for 15% discount for books on your website. And you have 1 packs, 3 packs, 5 packs, small business pack. We got all the packs.
All the packs.
Yeah. We put those all on your website. And I mean, they're a very beautiful package.
They are. Well, when Katie wraps them, they're great.
See, girl stuff.
No, this was awesome. I don't know, where you want to go from here, but something that is coming up for me is a lot of people don't know how to just get out of their own ways, right? And it's because they are your ways. And I think that part is completely okay. But I also know this to be true, that what you resist will continue to persist in your life. The thing that you're resisting is going to continue to be there.
It's going to continue to persist.
It's going to, yeah.
Rhymes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And the thing that you embrace will eventually turn to grace.
I mean, I'm laughing only because I just said you were the king of rhymes.
Well, I did it on purpose, Mary. Wow. Wow. But I'm serious. When you begin to embrace that thing and you're actually doing it, it becomes a part of, and for lack of better terms, it is grace, because now you find ways to not justify. You really give yourself grace within it. And you're like, you know what? That's fine. I didn't do the thing that I wanted to. I didn't send the 5 emails. But you know what? I did send 2 of them. It's when we stop doing the thing that then that pressure really hits. Shout out to Boundless Nutrition. Because if you're serious about your health, your performance, and your lifestyle, this place is a game changer. Boundless Nutrition is a hub for people who refuse to live average. We're talking ready-to-go healthy meals for busy professionals, sports performance supplements, vitamins you can trust, training gear, and the best protein shake bar around. So whether you're chasing strength, fat loss, endurance, or just trying to feel better day to day, they've got you covered. And let me say this, Amanda and the entire Boundless team are incredible, knowledgeable, welcoming, and genuinely invested in helping you win. If you're in Westchester County, New York, stop by 54 Washington Avenue in Pleasantville and experience it for yourself. You can tell them you're a friend of Dave's and find them on Instagram at Boundless Nutrition NY. Because at the end of the day, change your lifestyle, change your life. Now, back to the epic.
That is really, we're getting to a perfect ending here, because in the middle there, like I said, jokingly, but not really, I wanted to punch you in the face, that's exactly what I've said. September, October, November, December. My last quarter, a little bit more, is not necessarily what I set out, because we had a lot of goals and I kept readjusting
Going back to herself.
goals.
Why you keep going back to yourself with this though?
Well, but it's relatable to people who have asked me about my journey.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. I had goals set for the end of the year and I did not hit them. In fact, the weight came on and I took my foot off the gas in many ways, but it's so much better than years prior, is what I said before. So what I celebrate for myself, and this is the part that I love with Jay, he's like, we're doing good with what we got and the stress and this
great.
And all of that stuff. So for everybody too listening, and also so many people with their wonderful messages of like, hey, I don't know how you do it all, and you're incredible and great weight loss, and it's all very wonderful. And oftentimes, because you and I have these conversations on the side, that's what I started to say before. I feel like a fraud and a phony, because I'm still so far removed from like having it be my natural everyday life that it's a struggle for me every day to wake up and work out in the morning. Like I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to be consistent with everything, but I'm tremendously better at it than I was previous at any other time in my life. So, that's what I'm celebrating. And that for everybody listening is what I hope that you take into the new year, that whatever your better looks like, whatever you want that to look like, it's small actionable goals that will just help you. And it could be as silly as a paper list with check boxes.
I love that.
Right.
That
and
was
like
great.
you get that satisfaction of checking. It's not the same on a phone. I don't care. Even if you have notes with the boxes, it's not the same.
Just plug it and get the check mark.
No,
it doesn't do
it's
it
not
for
the same. You need a nice pen, you need a nice pad, notebook, whatever. It makes the difference. Have somebody who you occasionally want to punch in the face to help keep you on your path, because I love you. I love you right back. And we say that all the time. Like, just, I very much trust you in this, even though like, and it's kind of like when you butt heads with somebody, it's because that other person believes in your potential. Like I love that about us as we've worked together, because you don't let me be complacent. And you don't let me celebrate too much. And you very much do celebrate me and my wins. But like, okay, we still got more work to do. Like I have many texts from you like, okay, great, but we still have more work to do.
I mean, I think that's a big miss in relationships in general. I think oftentimes we have too many yes men in our lives. That's why I love Sean Degnan. That's why I love Katie, because she challenges me in real ways. You know what I mean? Like, those are the people, and I irritate you because I give you truth. because I tell you what you know that you need to hear that a lot of people are not telling you because that's maybe not their role in life. But you need to find, echoing what you said, an accountability partner. You know, it's pivotal, but it's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable.
And I think it's very important too that you find the right person in your life, because this is what Katie had said too. Like, it's very difficult for that to be your partner in life. Like, yeah, I gotta separate that stuff a lot of the time.
Well, again, you're referring to health and wellness in that aspect.
In that aspect,
I'm
yes. Oh,
yeah, I'm not. And that's fine. Yeah, I'm not trying to be her health coach by any means. But she just challenges me in ways in the relationship. Like, you know, if I'm acting out, she will call me out on it right away. You know, and it forces me to either combat or swallow and humble myself and say, you know what, you're right. You know, and I have very few people in my life these days that are bold enough to tell me the truth about myself. Seriously, like most people are just yes men. And I think a lot of our relationships, you know, they're I don't want to say it's the thing that we need the most, but a lot of our relationships stay status quo because you don't have somebody that's constantly challenging you in a good way, not putting you down, right? There's a big difference.
yeah.
But I love that, and I need to continue to find the people in my life that move my needle forward, because without it, you are going to be stuck. And, you know, I know women are emotional, but like also there is a time and a place to call your girlfriend or your boyfriend and, you know, just complain about the things in your life. But that shouldn't be the status of the relationship. There needs to be some level of positivity that comes from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's my best friend Lauren is like that. And to be honest, Jay, ever since we've fixed our entire marriage and we speak so much better to each other, like, it's very much those things. If you're calling to vent or to tell me about what's going on, like, I want to be able to feel comfortable.
Correct.
Pushing you forward. I don't want to just be like a vent receptacle. Like, okay, you're done bitching now, whether it's my best friend, whether it's my husband, whether it's my mom. Like, yeah, I do want your feedback. That's why I'm venting to you, because that's how I feel when people vent to me. If you're taking up my time in order to tell me what's going on in your life and in your world, I want to feel comfortable, not to tell you what to do, but to give you my 2 cents in order to make it a more, you know, like, productive conversation. Because otherwise, that's not how I am. And that is why I appreciate you as much, because you don't have the time to sit here and, oh, I'm doing XYZ or not doing XYZ. All right, well, what are we going to do to change it and to move forward? So I very much appreciate you. As we say all the time, this was funny. This is going to have to be broken up into 2 episodes. I hope that a bunch of stuff lands, because even as I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I hope this is not just us like bickering back and forth, but I think a lot of it is going to be very relatable on many different fronts to a lot of people, because it's going to sound very similar to conversations they've either had with themselves, had with their friends, had with their partners. And it's going to stir up those feelings the same way that I get uncomfortable when you like push me a little bit in my mind too far. It's going to stir that up in other people to be like, are you really getting pushed too far? Or is it just somebody who believes in you and wants to help push you forward?
I think people can decide if it's like abuse, right? Or if it's like an empowering thing. But typically, like for me, the person who irritates me the most is probably the person that I need the most in my life, because they're saying things that are, you know, like really, really getting to me.
Yeah. And yeah, certain ways.
For sure.
All right. So let's, I think that's it for now. This is, I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's going to need vacation after this podcast episode.
I think that's only you feeling that way.
Maybe. I don't
swear.
know. All right. Well, MB15 for
baby.
Sign 30 Lessons to Lead. Dave Regina, that's 2 G's in Regina.com. It's also on Amazon for anybody who wants it on Amazon. If anybody was listening and wants public speaking, you are also a keynote speaker, right? You can fill out that form on your website too. You do all the things.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, I would just like to say thank you for having me on. I'm super grateful for you, and you know, I know this conversation is gonna land well with a lot of people, regardless of if you want to punch me in the face 25% of the time.
Lovingly punch you in the face. That was my counteraction to you saying publicly that I sometimes annoy you.
Yeah, no, I get
Now
it.
we're even.
No, I believe in you wholeheartedly. You know, whatever you're a part of, I want to continue to help you in any way that I can. And I can't say thank you enough to the listeners. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. Anybody who is a friend of Mary's is a friend of mine as well. And yeah, I mean, 2026 has some big things in store, but I want to also encourage anybody who is a speaker, a vendor, and anybody that falls within the line of health is wealth for that event to reach out, lead@daveregina.com with any inquiries. And yeah, we're looking to, again, just bring health to the forefront instead of having it be an afterthought in 2026. Not just talking about physical health. We're talking about emotional health. We're talking about financial health as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for 2026, and thank you again.
Oh, thank you for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Also, there is no structure for season 2, obviously, with everything with full-time jobbing. I was very nervous about starting to record because I was not sure how I was going to upkeep an episode per week. So we might get one every week. This is going to be broken up into 2, but whenever an episode drops. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for all the things.
Yes. And listen, to the listener, you are a leader of your life, whether you're that busy mom and you got no time, whether you have employees, whether you don't have employees. I want to encourage you to step into that role of leadership. Leadership is not above or below anybody. It's right where you need to be.
That's a perfect ending. That's it. Perfect ending. It's the Life Actually with Mary Belle podcast, but Dave Regina started it off season 2 perfectly. So thank you again, and thank you guys for tuning in.
Happy New Year, baby.
Happy New Year.
Thank you guys for tuning in. That's another epi in the books. You can follow us on Instagram @No Snooze Podcast and leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, No Snooze. Shop the latest merch at nosnoozeshop.com. Come on.